Fans, who are the top 5 greatest women's wrestler of all time? You see the picture I chose: Medusa, Charlotte Flair, Chyna. Those got to be considered, right? And some of the all-time greats. Chyna, so strong, just a presence. Medusa, she was kicking butt at a time when a lot of people really weren't. Charlotte Flair, arguably the greatest women's wrestler right now, but then you got to argue Becky Lynch too, right? Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair both, along with Rousey, were the first women to headline a WrestleMania. Gosh, you got Sasha Banks out there, now doing her thing in New Japan, who was so successful in WWE and was part of that main event with Bianca Belair at night 1 at WrestleMania. I just look at some of the people that have really kicked ass for the women. You can go back all these ways for any old school fans, like a Mildred Burke or a Fabulous Moolah or a Mae Young. Rindy Richter in the 80s with the Rock and Wrestling connection. Lita and Trish Stratus in that Attitude Era, right? Lita really, doing moonsaults, and Trish Stratus really lighting it up, and those two headlining Monday Night Raw when women weren't really doing that. I think they have to be in the conversation. What about big powerhouses like we talked about Chyna, but what about Beth Phoenix, right? So many great women wrestlers, so many great different generations we're talking about here. And, this is just, I'm talking mostly about the United States. What about Awesome Kong, right? There's so many great Japanese women's wrestlers that I haven't even included, like Asuka. So I want to hear from you fans. Tell me, especially some of you really, really big fans of women's pro wrestling, who are your top 5 women's wrestlers of all time? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.